All right. What's up, everybody?
What's
Uh,
up?
it's me and Cody here again. Whether you want to hear us or not, we're going to sit around. We're going to talk about some cool kaiju shit. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Cody. Before we get started, man, I know we've got a little bit to talk about today.
hmm hmm Few things.
We got Wonderfest. We got a few other things to talk about. But before we get into all that, tell everybody what you've been up to in the last, say, month or so, because this is February, and I don't think we've done anything since January when we did our figures of the year in 2019.
It's been a while. I didn't even have this beanie when we did that to that podcast. So it's been a long time. Just working, doing a bunch of woodworking. Expanding Cody's Kaiju Customs. I think you got that pretty cool shirt on too.
Well, I have to
So
remind everybody that I am contractually obligated to wear this T-shirt every time that Cody and I are seen on camera together.
it's true. I'll go down to his house and fuck him up if he doesn't. So yeah, I've just been making things, creating, brainstorming, trying to get some table orders in. So it's been busy. It's been fun though.
Yeah, I see. I saw your table get featured on. I think it was not. I think it was Rich's latest review, if I'm not mistaken. His Mogera review.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the first table I actually made for anyone. I messaged him and said, "Hey man, you need a new table because his is always wobbly and flopping around." I
Right.
said, "I need exposure, so want a table for super cheap?" And shout me out. He's like, "Oh hell yeah, man, hell yeah!" So I was like, "All right, let's do it." And ever since he's been using it, there's a video. It's a blooper. He dropped his gigantic burning Godzilla on the side of it. Didn't even move. I was very proud of that. I was very happy. I was waiting for it to bust or something.
Right. I
Something
saw
stupid.
that. I saw that. And I was a little sad for the fact that he dropped his gigantic burning
Yeah,
Godzilla.
that I would be pissed.
But good on you for making a sturdy ass table.
Oh yeah, thank you. It takes a lot of work, but I love woodworking and I love Godzilla. So it's like, all right, well, if I can mash it up, why not?
Why the hell not? Right.
Right.
So what else you been up to?
Just not that much. I've been busy just working. I've been buying figures, but nothing's come in yet. I got a couple. I got 3 good figures coming in, and then whenever the gigantic Mechagodzilla comes out, he'll be coming in.
Have you already had your first box day of 2020? I can't remember if you had or not.
Yeah, I believe it was actually the 30 centimeter Space Godzilla, and then I did the Kaiju Live unboxing, and I think I have something else, but I'm not 100% sure. I've had a few smaller box days so far.
Right. I've had a couple box days since January. I think my first box day was, I want to say, it's sitting right beside me. The
Nice.
the 25 centimeter large monster series Rick Baragon. I don't have it plugged in right now because I don't feel like going and getting the battery out of my closet. But yeah, with the glowy eyes and the glowy horn. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's a lot. It's my first actual light up because I've always heard terrible.
Yeah, horror stories.
Yeah. I've heard terrible things about light ups, and I was really kind of hesitant. But it's the only thing they released. If they would have released a standard, I would have went standard. But
Oh, it was a Rick only. I
it
didn't
was a
even.
Rick only.
I'm not crazy about Baragon. He's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not in love with him. I actually like the GMK version more. So when a Showa one comes up, I'm not crazy about it. I didn't even look into it. That's weird that they only released a Rick.
Yeah, it just popped up a few months ago. I got this one from Flossie's. Flossie's, because Flossie's actually had the best price this time.
Nice.
I usually
Plus, it's a good website. I like going through them.
Yeah, I like John. John's a good dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm normally going through Jason for all my.
Yeah.
I have been going through Jason for all my stuff. So this is my first actual order from Flossie's this time.
Nice.
Other than a couple other, maybe one other box day, which was the Mecha G75.
Nice.
Not a whole
Do you
lot.
love it?
I do.
It's
I
so
got him right.
awesome.
I got him right beside me here.
Yeah. 75 bros.
Right. So the one thing I love about this guy is
Everything.
just how pissed off he looks. Just how pissed
Oh, dude, so mean looking. I love it. It's the perfect arm sculpt. It's the perfect pose, perfect head. This is honestly, Freddie has a 30 centimeter 74 with the Rick base. He's standing on like how the 62 walking version is. It's just like
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
yeah. It's
piece
just
of ground.
yeah. Yeah.
He prefers that. I prefer this just way, way more. The 75 to me, figure wise, is the superior figure. It shits on the 74 in my opinion. It's
And
like
what
super dull. It looks funky.
and what's really good about this is like I've heard a lot of people say, why does it look so wrinkly? It's like, well, you got to think in 75, they had already went through the 74 and the suit looked janky by
Oh yeah,
75.
it's beat up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action scenes in the 74 Godzilla with that suit. Kind of makes you think like how weak are these suits? One movie, one like year of shooting, and the next year it's already pretty tore up, beat up. It's kind of interesting. But I mean, it's suit accurate. I'm cool with that.
No, it's definitely suit accurate. And for anyone who doesn't know, whether you go Rick or you go standard, the little chest piece does open up. Like I know it took you 6 months to figure that out.
Yeah, I had no clue. I saw a picture of it open, and I was like, man, I want the Rick. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a standard. And then I started messing with it, and it was so tight. I thought I almost broke it off, but I finally got my fingernail in there and popped it off.
No, it's fragile. It's fragile because when I first got this guy out of the box, I was kind of playing around with the arms, and I noticed one of the finger missiles was a little wobbly, and I thought, shit, it's broken.
Oh, God.
But what turns out, it looks like the glue that holds the peg for the finger and like holds the missile onto the peg for the finger. It just come loose, and so I just popped it back on. I put like a really super small little bit of super glue on it inside the hole there to keep it on, and so it's fine now.
Well, nice. I didn't. I never noticed that.
Yeah,
well, I'm not even gonna mess with it.
No, I don't mess with the arms. I don't mess with the hands too much. Once I got him posed, I was done. I don't mess with it. Of course, I don't mess with my figures too much anyway. I know that's one of the gripes about X Plus, about people who don't like X Plus, is because you can't really do a whole lot with them. But if you're not doing like stop motion, or if you're not like literally playing with your figures all the time,
yeah, you don't need articulation.
I just don't think you need it. And I'm going to go after suit accuracy and looks anyway. I could care less about being able to pose.
I mean, honestly, with the people that hate on X Plus and prefer the SH Monster Arts and they say it's articulation, that's fine. But really, they're just broke. I'm just kidding. I used to collect the SH Monster Arts, and I loved them until I saw how insane X Plus was, and I was like, well, for almost the same price, maybe an extra $100, why would I buy the Monster Arts?
Well, that's
Quality's
the thing.
going down, price is going up. It's like it ain't worth it no more.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I had a bunch of SH Monster Arts, and I've sold off a lot of them. I only have a couple left, and I thought to myself, if I'm going to spend all this money on figures and toys, because at the end of the day, they're just toys. If I'm going to spend all this money on this stuff, I'm going to get the best that I can possibly afford. And at the time, and to me, the best you can possibly afford, unless you're buying vinyl kits or resin kits.
Yeah, those are always going to be top notch.
The next best thing is usually X Plus. So
yeah, Kyoto has some crazy stuff too, but I don't see a lot of people post them. I don't know if they're not popular, or they're hard to get, or they're pricey. But like that Kyoto gigantic shin, it looks better than the X Plus gigantic shin.
They're probably a little bit of both. They're probably hard to get, expensive, and just rare.
Yeah, I don't see too many figures like, oh, this is the Kyoto Gaios from Gamera. I never see anything like that. So I don't know. I should look into that. I want some Kyoto figures now.
A couple other things that I picked up recently, I think it was, and they came in last weekend, was these awesome. I think you have one too.
Yeah, the 75.
Yeah, these.
I don't know why I didn't get the 74. I really thought that's what I was getting.
Well, I'm like,
very cool though.
After I asked AJ from Kaiju Live, this is where we got ours, because you can't buy these stateside. You have to either go through somebody who can get them for you, or you can go on eBay, which I don't recommend going on eBay, because you're going to pay like $33 per book.
Yeah. And these were like 25 shipped to us, which isn't terrible, but well, I know actually I think you can buy them in America. Apparently in those pop-up Godzilla stores, they have these for sale. Not all of them, obviously.
Right, but they won't ship. I don't think they'll ship to you though. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I think you got to go.
AJ's the way to go. He got these super fast.
Yeah, he did. And mine came in mine even from Japan, from from Japan to his house to my house, about 2 weeks, roughly about 2 weeks.
It's funny you say that. I have my 55 D for real set coming, and on February 14th, it left Japan. February 15th at like 4 a.m., it was in New York. It didn't even take a day. I was like, oh my God, like, it doesn't matter if it's coming from Japan anymore. It's going to be fast shipping if you pay for it.
Right. And I'm sure it came EMS then, because EMS tends to be the fastest.
Yeah, it's pricey though.
Yeah.
That's why everything is like $60 from them. But you know, it is what it is. You're shipping internationally.
Yeah. Speaking of $60, I think I was talking with Jason the other day, and that the shipping for the Sakai 84 is going to be about $60. I think.
Yeah. But we paid that up front, so I
yeah.
mean, even if it's, I don't know, that's crazy though. $60 to ship the box. That's light.
But it's coming straight. I'm assuming the way I understand it, he uses separate vendors though. So, or he just uses different vendors. So it's probably coming straight from Japan to my house instead of going to him for quality control, then to my house, which I would actually almost prefer them to go straight to him and then he check it out if he,
Yeah.
And then
you can send it back and you can deal with the issue.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Also, one of the other books I picked up was the 64.
Nice.
Godzilla, the Musagoji. Both books are awesome. In fact, AJ messaged me today, and he's getting ready to place a big order for some more books. And he's he's thinking he may get them. He may be able to get them a little bit cheaper this time around. So I'm thinking about asking him to pick up a few books for me, maybe a Megalon. Because
go with the new release.
There's a new release coming, so that'll go awesome. There's another one. Oh, King Ghidorah, maybe a 62 because I've got a 62 coming.
You finally pulled the trigger on that?
Yeah, I did like a week or so ago. So I've got the gigantic 62 coming.
Hell yeah! Oh, dude, you will not be disappointed. He is fucking awesome.
I think it was David that posted a bunch of those the portraits he's been posting in the X Plus group. That's what caused me to just go ahead and do it because they just look so good. Now I think he's messed with the paint on his just a little bit.
Probably, yeah. He's probably made it better.
but still, I saw I've noticed a lot of the collectors in our group have been selling their 62s. I've been noticing them pop up more and more lately.
I don't know. I mean, it was figure of the year in 2017 or 16, whenever it came out. It's a great figure. I love my standard and I love my gigantic. I've seen a few gigantics for sale. Someone just sold their FSL, so I don't know what's going on in the 62 world, but I'm keeping all my shit.
I would assume it's probably because of what we got to see last Sunday. I'm assuming that either people just need the cash or they're selling stuff to pay for what's coming down the line. So you want to jump right into Wonderfest and all the good you got to see there?
Oh hell yeah! Because I'm guilty of that too. I sold my hopefully no one gets upset. I sold my 37 showa Geigen for basically to start the fund for Super Mechagodzilla. The gigantic Mechagodzilla. So I'm pumped for the Mechagodzilla. I can't wait. This year's releases were just awesome. Between everything, I don't think there was a single figure that I was like, oh, that's dumb. Oh, I definitely won't buy that. There's stuff I'm not going to buy, obviously, but not because it's dumb, because I can't afford it all.
Right. I'm going to have to be I've decided I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more selective myself this year. Mm-hmm. So let's start from the top. What is a definite, no matter what, you're going to get X. What are you getting? And I think I already know the answer. But
what do you think? Of course, it's the gigantic Mechagodzilla. Dude, I'm such a sucker for Mechagodzilla. As soon as I saw the clay prototype like a year and a half ago, I was like, yep, I have to. There's no way I can't get it. I don't care about price. I don't care about anything. I need that figure. So once it finally came up for pre-order, I jumped all over it.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just really quickly. And I'm going to put up a photo of Mr. Gigantic 74
Hell yeah.
for the folks to see. So yeah, I think what's the retail price? I know the retail price from the Rick site is different, or from even Hobby Search is different than what some of the stateside retailers like Awesome Collector and Flossie's are going to be selling.
Fucking Hobby Search was like $400, like $409 or something. So I don't know how that works, because on Awesome Collector it was like $480, $490.
Yeah,
and then
it's
with
not
shipping,
much of a
it was
difference.
Like, I mean, $100. That's pretty big difference. I don't know. I mean, that's probably Jason making money, which is fine. But
oh yeah,
I think Hobby Search had them for like $400, and then I ended up paying for the standard shipped is like $650. So
I think I saw Phil the Kaiju King. He posted in the X Plus group. I think the standard started out at $410, and then I think the Rick was only like $483 or something like that. It was an odd number. But yeah, and it's actually a lot smaller than what you would expect, because it's only, I think, what they say, like 19 inches.
Well, he's tall. He's very tall. The tallest Gigantics are about 19 and a half. So he's in the contention for one of the tallest figures. But he doesn't have that mass. He's not super wide. He's not super, long. Like the Gigantic Godzilla, the 19, he's such a shelf hog because he's fat. And he's got such a long pose, This guy's going to be super easy to display. So that's really nice.
It's helpful that the tail's super short on the 74.
I love that. Hopefully it comes, you can, what was I going to say? Hopefully it comes with a different type of tail stand. I really like this G19 tail stand where it's like super thin and it looks like a pyramid, but I don't like the real short ones. So hopefully we get some new tail stands with it too.
So that is your definite buy. And I'm going to say, I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence about it. And I'll tell you why.
What?
I'm still on the fence about it because of the fact that I've already got that gigantic 62 coming. So I'm actually trying to weigh. I know, but I'm trying to weigh my options because I've got, at this point, 8 orders coming already.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So
calm down.
That's why. Yeah, I've got 8 orders coming already that I know of already, because I've got the Defo Reel 99, the Sakai 84, the 64 Rodan.
Nice.
Shoot, what else was it? Like there's so
84.
I've already said the 84. There's there's like 8 of them. Sakai 91.
Nice.
Gigantic 62. God, I feel like there's another one out there somewhere that I'm forgetting.
The Orga? Did you get an Orga?
No,
too?
I didn't. I know I didn't get Orga, but I got. What is it called? I didn't order that one. Sorry. I'm getting. I thought I don't
even know what you have coming. Damn.
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. You're right. But no, I've been eyeballing the more Ultra Kaiju, and I think it was the Gamora. That's what it was. The
Gamora looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've been eyeballing. So that's why I'm sort of on the fence about the gigantic 74, because I've got so much other stuff coming.
Right. I really like the gigantic C series or C type Ultraman that's coming out, and the gigantic Balton. Like I've been watching a lot of Ultraman and Ultra 7 with Freddie when we do our videos and hang out. That's pretty much all we watch. So I've been getting into the Ultraman. I really like it. The Kaiju are really funky. I don't think I'm going to end up buying any of the Ultraman Kaiju per se, but definitely, yeah. I could definitely go with the gigantic Ultraman. And really, even the Balton's pretty sweet.
No, that Bolton's going to be really sweet. I think I saw, was it your video you did with Freddie where he showed off that super old Bolton that he's got?
Yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 foot tall. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty cool. But the detail isn't like crisp like an X Plus figure, so obviously this would be the one to go with.
I'm wondering though if this one will have the same issue that all the other Boltons have.
That lean, probably. Look at those feet. Because his feet, they curl up at the end. So, like, I don't know how they wouldn't have a lean. He needs one of those, like, Monster X stands where it grabs him in the back.
Maybe.
Or really, the Ultraman figures, they have like little pegs in the feet, and they have like bases that for the light up. That's how it lights up. It connects to the foot. Those are perfect for figures like this. X Plus should start doing more of that shit for their Godzilla releases.
Something that doesn't have a real heavy base like the Ultraman figures, I feel like need sort of a stand, because when you start translating some of this stuff to vinyl, you know, we know that vinyl shrinks, and so things can become a little wonky and a little warped.
Right.
So,
but I mean, just look how like mid heavy he's going to be with those claws and those tiny feet. It's just it's a weird design.
It is, but I think once we see it fully painted and everything, I think it's gonna look awesome. I expect
it's gonna look good.
I expect probably to see like maybe a painted up version, maybe sometime around Summer Wonderfest, maybe.
Probably, yeah. I mean, look how long Mechagodzilla was unpainted for. We saw him twice over the span of like almost 2 years unpainted. So
right. Speaking of definite buys, so this one is I'm going to show one of my definite buys for this year. The 30 centimeter Megalon.
It's cool. I really like that skull, but I don't know. I was never crazy about Megalon. He's cool though.
I'm not crazy about Megalon either, and I'm not crazy about the film, but I feel like the sculpt is going to be awesome.
It is. He looks badass.
And
I always thought his drills were like full drills. They weren't like halves. It's weird.
It is weird. Well, it's like when you watch the movie, he puts them together to drill, and they combine.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, this is a definite buy for me, and I'm hoping that we'll also see something painted up around summertime, which will give my wallet time to recover from all this other stuff that I've got.
Right. Catch up a little bit.
Let me catch up a little bit. That's one of the reasons too that I've not pulled the trigger on that 74 Mechagoji, is because just I want to let my wallet catch up, because I've just got so much coming.
It's hard to be an avid collector in this shit, you know, and like have a life, pay bills. I mean, it's hard buying everything you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why you got to be selective. So, to all new collectors out there, only get what you can afford and what you love. You absolutely love it. Don't feel obligated to get every single thing.
Dude, the amount of times I was like, "Well, this figure's only $120. I better buy it." And it's like I sell it within 2 months. I'm like, I don't even like it. Why did I buy this? I don't need it.
Is that how you felt? Is that how you felt about the Gigan?
Yeah, well, I really like Showa Gigan, but it's from 2011. This figure is ancient, so like the quality control was not there. As soon as I unboxed him, I was like, "What is this?" It's like it was not X Plus quality. It was like in between Bandai and X Plus. So honestly, I'm gonna wait for like a reissue or maybe the 25 centimeter nighttime version. Even though I'm a 30 centimeter guy, but I don't know. The 30 centimeter Gigan does not do it for me.
I thought it looked good.
Someone that likes it. I don't, because I take good pictures and I edit them.
I mean, really, I thought it looked good. I thought it looked fine. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with my wallet and everything, I would have just bought it from you, because I'm hoping that maybe they'll reissue one, or they'll issue a new one to go along with Megalon.
I'm sure they will if Megalon's coming, but that's the whole reason I was like, all right, if I'm gonna sell Gigan, now's the time, because people are gonna want it to go with the Megalon, and that's exactly what the guy said. So
right, and there's a difference between this. There's a difference between the suit too. There's a difference between 72 Gigan and 73 Gigan, I think, because the head sculpt is a little bit different. If I'm not mistaken.
Shit, is it?
A little bit, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, the head sculpt is on the 73 from Godzilla versus Megalon was a little bit taller. If you compare the 73 and the 72 together, it's not a big difference, but there is a difference there.
Wow, I never knew that. I figured it was just the exact same suit being reused, because like, why would they make a new suit? They probably made a new head sculpt or something.
Probably, I would say that because that head got beat up pretty bad in Godzilla versus Gigan, so that's probably why they had to. That's probably why they had to do a new an altered head sculpt. I don't know if it was a brand new sculpt. Somebody who's more familiar with filmmaking and what they did there could probably tell me, but I think it was just sort of an altered head sculpt, because the beak and the eye, like the forehead area, looks a little different. It doesn't look as sloped and as menacing looking as it did in Godzilla versus Gigan in Senmu.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I love shit like that. I don't consider myself an expert or anything, but like, I know what I'm talking about.
I don't either. And
like, I love learning stuff like that, It's like, oh, there's more to this fandom than just what you already know. It's really cool. I love learning shit about Godzilla.
So let's talk about our maybes, because I think we have more maybes than definites.
Well, 93 is a definite. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So 93 looks look at that. That is got to be the best looking Heisei sculpt I have ever seen. It beats the 94 or 95 Burning. That looks so mean. Oh my god, dude.
I mean, it looks good.
That looks so good.
And I'm going to say that looks even better now than
that looks good.
That looks even better than maybe the 92 Sakai.
Oh yeah, that was such an easy figure for me to sell. I was so not attached to it. Sometimes I sell a figure and I'm like, oh, I kind of miss it. I want to take pictures of it. 92, I don't even think about it. But I mean, honestly, that thing is gorgeous. I can't wait to see it painted.
Oh, I can't
wait. Oh my god.
But this is sort of a maybe for me, and I'll tell you why. Because I got to thinking about it, and I've been sort of more into Showa and wanting to collect more Showa stuff. And I think, do I really want or need another Heisei Godzilla?
Right. Well, dude, that was my whole dilemma. I had the 89, 91, 92. So I sold the other two. I kept the 91. Because, I don't need, it's basically the same. It's not, and it is the same sculpt. Slight differences. But this one, my hands are tied behind my back. I have to buy it.
And now, I think it was John Stanowski brought up a good point. Even though this clay model looks so good, it may look slightly different once they translate it to actual vinyl.
That usually happens. That's to be expected. But with how it's looking right now, I'd for sure buy. I mean, they can't really do too much to it. It might dull out a little bit when they transfer it to vinyl, but
yeah, the details, they're going to lose probably a little bit of detail. Yeah, probably, and I'd say they'll probably lose a little bit of detail, maybe in the chest area. The chest area is not going to look as bumpy. Or
do you think this was taken from a resin kit?
I want to say it was, because there was someone who posted in the Facebook group a resin kit that looks very similar to this one.
Honestly, if it looks, if it doesn't look as good, this would be a great one for me to get into like a resin kit and send out to Mark. Because honestly, I think this is one of the best looking figures I've ever seen in my life. And it's clay, so maybe it'll change when it's painted. But honestly, I love the pose. It looks so mean. Oh, dude, I'm all about that figure.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it painted. Hopefully, again, because I think Wonderfest, they have it twice a year, right? They have Winter Wonderfest and Summer Wonderfest.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that we'll see some of this stuff painted come summer, or at least, when's G-Fest?
August, I think, or July. Okay. It's summer.
Okay, so it's summer. Okay. So we've got two big conferences coming up in the summertime. So hopefully we'll see some of this stuff painted by then. But
I don't think they have anything like that at G-Fest. That would be awesome, though. I think G-Fest would be a lot more popular if they did like X Plus reveals and shit there. I'll pass.
Pass? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pass on this.
I'd rather have the Goku on the side than him, to be honest. That UI Goku looks awesome.
I'm going to pass on this too, because I'm just waiting for that 30 centimeter. If I'm going to go 2019, I'm just going to wait for the 30 centimeter. This is going to be a pass for me.
Just go gigantic, bro. Come on. What are you doing? Just go bigger or go home. No, those legs look odd. He looks very short. I don't care for it at all. Maybe it's just the angle, but he looks stubby.
He does, and I think it's the angle, because I just pulled these pictures like really quick, like literally 5 minutes before we got on here, and these are the ones that I had posted myself on the maybe the TheKaijuGroupie Facebook group, and yeah, he does look stumpy. Like his arms look really fat. Like
his forearms look wide as hell. Like he'd be a great MMA fighter if he could hit a couple elbows, but he looks the proportions look ridiculous.
Well, his feet look small too. Now, again, it's probably the angle.
Yeah.
It's probably the angle of the photo. I think it was maybe Jeremy at Summit Kaiju. I think he took I think this is one of his photos, and just the angle that it was taken at.
Very unflattering.
Yeah, it's not very flattering to the figure at all. And I feel like his neck looks super long compared to what it actually is in the film.
I don't know, because like a lot of people complain that I'm looking at the gigantic head is small. So this figure, it definitely looks different. See, that head looks bigger. His head definitely doesn't look as big when I'm looking at him. So that's the gigantic 30 or gigantic burning. That's going to be a great figure. But yeah, that other head looks big. They're all over the place with these 2019 sculpts. They can't figure out what they want to use.
Do you think the 2019 is now the new Shin? Because now we have...
Yeah. People are going to start hating it because they're just overproduced. But they're riding the hype train. Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, they're a company. They're out to make money.
Exactly.
This is the time to release it, or like 6 months ago.
How many people do you think are going to triple dip and get this guy? Or are they going to sell their standard or their other Rick to get this?
Oh, if it looks good, I'll sell my standard and get it for sure, 100%. I don't know who's going to be able to afford to triple dip. Maybe the big boys like Phil or Mike Ross or someone, but I don't know, dude.
I think
you must really have to love, and I don't think 2019 has that kind of following. You know, it's not that. I mean, it's liked and it's loved, but I don't see anyone going crazy about it where they would buy 3 $900 figures. But that's just me.
I mean, I agree. I don't see why you would, if you have the standard and then the Rick, I don't see why you would need the burning unless you're right and it does look amazing. But I could sort of see the justification for getting the standard, selling the Rick, and then getting this one.
Right. Or even the Rick and the burning, because it's like, I don't know. I kind of prefer them without the glow, like in the first part of the movie. So, and I also didn't want to spend $1,000. So that's why I went with the standard. But I really like how the burning looked in the movie. So, you know, if this is $1,000 and it looks better than the Rick, you know, I might just have to sell the standard for it. I just think that's so much money. It's so crazy.
It's a ridiculous amount of money. And
I can't tell. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All I was going to say was it's a ridiculous amount of money, and I know that I won't be doing it. And you're sort of on the fence, but I do know of people out there that are going to triple dip. I watched a Leslie Chambers video the other day, and I think he said he's not going to triple dip, but he knows of people that will definitely triple dip.
Oh yeah, there's people that buy every single release. You know, just because there's like 20,000 people 5,000 people in the Facebook group. That's not everyone who buys X Plus. We don't see all these amazing collections. So I'm sure there's people out there that either collections are ridiculous. I just don't need this. I don't see the need to triple dip on $1,000 figure. You know, it's too much for me.
Yeah. I know you're not a 25 centimeter guy, but you have to admit that this guy looks pretty good.
I can't tell if I love it or I hate it. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, the head's too big. It's 25 centimeter. It looks super light. I'm like, I fucking hate this thing. A couple days ago, I was looking at it, and I was like, this thing is sweet. I wish the Sakai had this pose. I love the pose on it, but I don't know. I'm going to pass it for sure.
It's not even my favorite suit, although I have the 2003, and I love the 2003, but I'm sort of on the fence about this one because it's 25 centimeter, and two, it's not even my favorite Millennium suit. It's a tie between GMK and the 99.
See, this is my favorite Heisei suit. It's one of my favorite suits. It's probably number 2. You know, it's 02 and 62. I love the move and I love the suit. There's just, I don't know, something about this figure just looks off to me.
It looks chunky.
Yeah, like unnecessarily chunky, like Heisei chunky. Because the Sakai is like super slim and like athletic looking. This guy just looks thick.
Now I've saw some comments and some posts in the group that say that this appears to be the most suit accurate of ones we've gotten.
It could be. The face looks different than the Sakai, but I don't know, man. I love that Sakai. I really do. And this one just maybe, if I get it in hand, it'll be better. or maybe once pictures will start being released. But I don't know. It doesn't do it for me.
Now
It looks cool, but
this one's fully painted, so I actually expected this one to come out this week, to be honest with you, because in past releases they'll release one week and then another one the following week. So it wouldn't surprise me that pre-orders for this guy go up sometime this week, and probably it'll probably set I'm not sure what the Rick option is going to be for this guy. Any ideas of what? Because I know with the 99 it was the extra jaw with the boat. I have no idea what they would do for this.
Honestly, it sounds extra, and a lot of people probably wouldn't want it, but I want the Rick with the, I mean, this is an O2 suit, but I want it at the end where his chest is all fucked up, and just like a super deep painted and scar. Because at the end of the movie, his chest is messed up, but he doesn't have that scar. So if they could somehow do that, I'd be down, but I don't see what else they would do besides that or a light up.
Yeah, because there was not a real significant... There was not a prop from the film that was really significant that they could do.
Right.
I guess the only thing you really could do was a light up, or like you said, just a really scarred up version where he's
because I mean, all he does is like get beat up by Akiru. There's no like weapon used. I mean, the only thing they could him holding the when Akiru's like holding his wrist and he shoots him with that electric knife thing out of his wrist.
Mm-hmm.
When he breaks it off, maybe you have him like throwing it or something. I don't know. I mean, that would actually be kind of cool the more I think about it. Like a different pose with his hand back.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing really else I could see what they could include.
Me either. I mean, but for this one, between this one and the 93, I think I'm going to pass. And the 25 centimeter 2019, I think I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
And just really kind of focus on. Like I said, I'm still on the fence about that 74 Mecha G, but the Megalon, the 30 centimeter Megalon is a definite yes. Now I'm just hoping that they re-release the Gigan, or I can find a Gigan super cheap, which is probably not going to happen, but
good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
I put it up. I asked a couple people what I should put it up for, because what I paid for it I thought was kind of overpaying, and what they told me I was like, really? I'm like, are you sure? Like, I don't want to get shit on,
Yeah.
And I mean, it sold within like 15 minutes. I was like, wow, like I didn't realize there was such a following for a 30 centimeter Gigan. God damn.
Because everyone's looking forward to that 30 centimeter Megalon, and as far as we know, they're not going to make another 30 centimeter resculpt of the Gigan. Although it would make sense to do a 73 Gigan.
Well, the way I look at it is they're going to have to reissue every figure at least once eventually. I mean, they're going to run out of ideas. They're going to run out of sculpts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They've already got almost every kaiju down except for 91 King Ghidorahs, which we've already got a Mecha King Ghidorah coming. We need a Final Form Batra and Mega Gyarados. And besides that, they've done almost everyone. So they've got to reissue them sometime. They got to make money.
And it's not like these films are coming out every year like they used to. It's
right. They're pulling from a limited pool, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I don't expect Noodle Ghidorah. I don't expect them to make a Noodle Ghidorah anytime soon.
The most I could see is like another Godzilla Earth, which I'd be down for because I love that 30 centimeter. That thing is awesome looking. And like the Rick Extra is like a real like long Ghidorah that sits on his back or something, or like connects to his wrists and the back of his head. I think
I can see that.
Cool.
I can see that.
That'd be cool.
It would be. But you're right. I think they're going to end up reissuing a lot of this stuff. And as a new collector, really hoping for that. Like I'm really hoping for that 64 Ghidorah to be reissued, because so far $500 is what I'm looking at to get
which one
my
do I have?
hands.
60. I got the 68, and it's like, I mean, I'm the only one that got that crazy of a deal on it. Like, I don't know. The way I see it is a lot of people have been getting into X Plus lately. Like the last couple of years, X Plus has really grown, really became more popular, and a lot of these crazy figures came out in like 2012, 13. Like, how many times have you seen someone post about a 30 centimeter standing Varan? Ever? Like, you know what I mean?
Not often. Like like I think when they pop up in the group, it's usually accompanied by, hey, I need the money, so I'm selling this super rare figure.
Right. And I've never even seen a standing variant for sale, or what I can remember. So stuff like that, like they have to reissue at some point, because there's no way someone like me or you is going to pay $400, $500, $600 for one. Like, it's just silly.
I saw a red version pop up not too long ago, but they wanted something like $400 for it.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if it has been out for 9 years, if you need it, you're going to have to pay for it. And I'm sure someone bought it. I'm sure that sold.
Well, somebody bought, I was on the Facebook group this morning, and someone purchased, I think it was the 54 Sakai for like $450.
Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't believe that's what it was priced at. I mean, I sold, so I guess that's what it's worth.
I get it. I get it, because it was the first, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first official Sakai release.
Yeah.
So
makes sense, because it's the 54.
Yeah, that was in 2013, I think, is when the Sakai line started. I'm pretty sure either 2012 or 2013, something like that.
Yeah, it's older. I was actually going to send you that and be like, dude, look at this, but it's sold, so I guess I'm in the wrong.
Well, no, it's not. You're right. It's not like they're reissuing those. It's not like Diamond's going to reissue those Sakais, because the Diamond deal is over.
And that sucks too, man. That's how I got a lot of these figures for super cheap. When I first started out, Diamond was releasing figures for like $100, $120 Kirus. It was awesome.
You may get lucky and talk to somebody like Jason that I think Jason said he was able to get a few 75 Mechagodzillas from Diamond, because they just happened to have some left in the warehouse that they hadn't sold yet.
Nice.
So you may get lucky with some of that stuff, but
you'd think they'd be contacting people like Jason or John, like, hey, we need to get rid of these figures. They've been out for 9 years and no one's bought them. Like, we need to ship these.
Right.
You'd think they would be like trying to actively get rid of shit like that.
I was talking with Jason last night about something that he may or may not have, which I'm not going to say live on this video, because I'm just like that. So
right, someone's gonna buy it out from you.
I'll tell you about it after we're off camera. So anyway, nice. So what are you looking forward to this year? Do you have anything coming?
Man, now that we talk about it, I want a standing Varan. Like, that's what I'm looking for now. I want a 30 centimeter standing Varan, like right now. I don't think I'm gonna buy one though, because I mean, honestly, if it goes up for $400, like, I ain't paying that. I'm cheap when it comes to this shit,
What are you hunting
for good deals? Dude, honestly, there's not too much. All the stuff that's coming out is stuff I really want, and all the older shit I've pretty much bought. There's a few things here or there, like I really need a 54. Oh, actually, I was talking to someone, probably getting the 54 Gigantic from them in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Rick with the little statue. So I need a real 54 figure. I only have the Train Biter, which is awesome. I love that thing, but I need a real 54.
The suit 54. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not go Gigantic? I'm Cody. I might as well go fucking overkill.
I feel like if you have that Gigantic 54, you don't need any other ones, because the Gigantic 54 and the Sakai 54 look exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people shit on the Gigantic, and they're like, "Oh, the paint's bad." I'm like, that's how it looked. That's how the suit looked. Mm-hmm. Same with the Sakai. It's like it's a great. Well, no one really talks shit about the Sakais, but that's how the suit looked. It was a dark, grainy film. That's how the suits look. That's how the paint job is gonna look.
I think I saw somebody post in the group not too long ago about, like, what are their grails or what are their hunting. I was like, I'm thinking I don't actually have grails yet, because I've not been collecting long enough to have a grail. Right. But honestly, I'm just after whatever I can get my hands on this year from the Showa era, because I feel for right now, like, that's what I'm into, like the Showa Toho and Showa Ultraman. That's sort of what I'm after. I'm really not even that big into Ultraman. Like, I just want a really nice representation of maybe the A suit or the B suit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then maybe a monster to go with it, say like a Gamora or a Bolton or something like that, just to go with it, and then call it good. Because I'm not, even though I'm getting into Ultraman, I'm not like super into Ultraman, say like Freddy is.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, we'll sit down and watch it, and like it's cool, but it's like, the kaiju are super funky. The fights are like, they're weird. It's just it's different, you know. It's not my cream of the crop. But I realize how much of an impact it has on, like, you know, all the media we watch or, you know,
Right.
we're in love with. So
Power
I gotta
Rangers,
have
man.
some. Yeah, exactly. I gotta have some like representation of them.
Right. So I mean, it's something I'm hunting for. It's not something I desperately want. In fact, there's really not. I mean, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that I desperately want, because at the end of the day, they're just toys.
Right. I mean, there's some figures that I see and I'm like, I like get excited. I'm like, dude, that is so cool. Like that 93 of this Mechagodzilla, but I don't know. I'm not like losing interest or anything in it, but the excitement has definitely died down for me. You know,
no,
it's not as exciting.
I wanted a good 62, and I think that that gigantic 62 is going to scratch that itch for a while until, of course, Sakai releases a 62, and then shit.
Who knows what else? Well, I mean, like, look at that 62 walking bee. Like that thing is weird. I love it, man. I love it. It's ugly and lovable.
It's ugly.
So like, goofy.
I will take the 25 centimeter over that walking 30 centimeter any day.
Dude, you're drunk. What's that?
Not yet.
That 25 centimeter 62 is garbage. I've seen fucking Bandais that look better than that one. You know, X Plus usually does a pretty good job, but I don't know. Some of them are like, what are you thinking?
If you're going to get a 62, it seems like the two to go after are the gigantic or the FSL. Those are the two you want if you want a good representation of a 62. Now, again, I imagine, because we've already seen resin kits and things by Yuji Sakai of a 62, so it's only a matter of time until he actually puts one out.
It's coming. You know it's coming.
Same with the 64. There's a Sakai 64 sculpt out there in the wild somewhere as a resin kit, I believe, and it's only a matter of time until that sucker comes. And
that 30 centimeter. Oh, sorry.
All I was gonna say was I will probably sell my FSL when that one comes.
Not bad, not bad.
Honestly,
I think that 30 centimeter 64 is one of the best looking 64s I've ever seen. It's such a mean, like, downward sculpt, like downward head. I love it. It's awesome. Even I'm not even the biggest fan of the 64. So
yeah,
that's how good it is. it's great. But like all my grails, anything that I want, I'm not gonna pay for. Like I would love to hunt down and find a gigantic Shin. That's not happening. I'm not spending $1,200 on a figure, you know, like something like that. Same with the Sakai Shin. I really want one. Not paying $600 for it. So my grails right now are pretty much the Mechagodzilla.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, like I said, I don't have any grails. I mean, there's stuff that I really want, like a 64 King Ghidorah, but I can be patient and wait for one to either pop up reasonably priced or wait for them to reissue it.
I mean, wait for someone to break one.
Or wait for someone to break one. Yeah, exactly. Even I saw a broken one come up on the group not too long ago, and they were still wanting like $300 for it.
Yeah, Danny. That's the guy I bought my bronze train biter from.
Was it?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He took it down and just was like, message me for a price, like make me an offer, because I don't think he even knew. Because it's like, how do you gauge a $500 figure that's now broken but easily fixable? You know, it's like, yeah, it's broken, but if I can fix it in 4 minutes. Does it need to be that cheap? So I don't know. I hope he got a good deal on it.
It depends on how easy the fix is. Like I guess the 91 that I'm going to get from Jason, there's something funky.
91. Yeah,
91. There's something.
Oh, Godzilla. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, the 90. Oh no, not a King Ghidorah. I
was like, what are you talking about?
No. I'm drunk. It's 2:30 It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm drunk.
Hell yeah.
But no, the 91 Godzilla that I'm getting from Jason, there's something funky with the jaw, but with a little bit of clay and some tinfoil, like like the video I showed you.
Yeah.
Easy fix, and then just paint over it. I mean, so that's what I plan on doing. Jason gave me a good deal with it, and at least I would consider it a good deal.
Right.
And then I'll be happy with that. So, and other than just that jaw being just off by just a couple of millimeters, it looks pristine.
From what I mean, you're not someone to like. Well, not that I notice. You know, like I'm taking pictures of my figures all the time. I'm always moving them around and fucking with them and taking pics and rearranging them. Seems like you just kind of let them, sit back on yourself. So for someone like you, it's probably not like a big deal. If it does come crooked or doesn't look perfect, like it's not a big deal to you, because it's just you looking at it.
No, I want to get more into photography. I just don't have the time to.
Right.
I just don't have the time. To be honest with you, I work from home, so you would think that I would have the time. I don't. I get, like I told you, I logged in at. I woke up at 4:30. I was working by 5, and so right now I've got some time to record this podcast with you. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you're right. For me, I'm just looking at them and I'm enjoying them.
Right.
I'd like to get more into photography and show them off, but may
right, like it. Like if I get a broken figure, I gotta fix it because you see how much I post. I'm spamming all the pages every day with pictures. So it is what it is. Like I've been pretty lucky with having all pretty good figures. Nothing's really come too broken. If it came broken, I knew it was coming messed up.
Right.
So I've been pretty lucky with that.
No, I know collectors that are super finicky about their stuff. Like if it just has a scuff on it, they won't touch it.
Right. And it's like, that's more power to them, but it's like, it's easily fixable. Right. Don't be such a bitch.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can probably message someone like David or some of the other more experienced collectors in the group and find out what they use to repaint their figures and fix it yourself.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna run down my local Hobby Lobby and buy some paint and fix that Sakai, and then I'm gonna be good to go.
Right. Like, yeah, I've never really had like a conversation with David Dopko, but I messaged him about when I was painting my Kiru, that Evangeline Kiru. I was like, why is this paint doing this? What should I use? Blah, blah, blah. Super helpful. So some of these people really know what they're doing. They really know what they're talking about with paint. Right. So, and they're super helpful. So, don't be afraid to ask.
No, they're not. And if you need to ask Cody or anything, I'm pretty new to X Plus. Cody's a little bit more experienced than I am, but if there's a question y'all have about X Plus or why are certain things the way they are, don't hesitate to ask.
Dude, I love talking about this shit. Please ask me. I want to talk about stuff like this.
Oh yeah, I know, and I've been having a lot of fun talking with the guys from different podcasts because I started being a little bit more active with the TheKaijuGroupie on Twitter, and so you end up talking with a bunch of people on there, like the guys from Monsters vs. Men, the Kaiju Apostle, David, who's in the group. Monster Island Film Vault. Those guys, super helpful. They're like a huge wealth of knowledge on some stuff that I didn't even know. And I've been into this stuff since 94. I think 94 is when I got real hot and heavy into it. Yeah. So 94, TNT Monster Fest or TNT Monster Vision Godzilla-thon 94. That is when I got started. And
was that on New Year's Eve to New Year's Day when they would play like all the movies? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember like later when I was growing up, because for clarification, you got into it in 1994. I was born in 96, so you've been into this longer than I've even been alive.
But to be fair, I got back into it. I took a little hiatus because there for a while, being into kaiju and Godzilla wasn't seen as something cool to do.
No,
it didn't get you a whole lot of dates in high school. So yeah, I took a little hiatus from it all, and then I think around 2013, 2014, when we started seeing all the news about the new 2014 Monsterverse series, that's when I got really back into it, and it's just been sort of hot and heavy ever since. And then I got into X Plus almost a year ago. So, yeah,
nice. I was like always into kaiju and really just mostly Godzilla. It never really like came out in school. I wasn't one to like talk about it. I didn't even like really think about it. I just I really liked Godzilla. And then once those trailers started coming and those leaked images started coming out, I was like, holy shit. I got way back into it, and I've been into it ever since. So
yeah,
I'm going on like 6 years being back into loving Godzilla. But I've always loved it. I've always loved this shit.
I mean, I was hardcore into Power Rangers back in the day, like 92, 93. When Power Rangers was hot and heavy on television every Saturday morning, like they'd run like 2 or 3 episodes back to back. That's what I was into.
I was never really into Power Rangers. I was more on like Dragon Ball Z and like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit, like that type of stuff. Power Rangers was cool, but I would watch it like here and there. I wasn't like sit down and be like, oh yeah, 9:30, gotta watch the Green Ranger kick some ass. You know, that just wasn't my deal.
Spandex.
Yeah, fucking doing all these crazy choreographed. It's really cool because the fights are so like choreographed. They're doing all these crazy flips and shit.
Yeah,
it is pretty cool, but I never got super into it.
If X Plus was to ever release a line of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably be all over that.
Jason has a Voltron for sale and a Megazord for sale. Do you know who makes that? Is it like Chogokin? Because it's not X Plus.
It's like
really cool.
It's Chogokin, but I can't. He has a Dragon Zord for sale, and I think the Megazord may be out of stock. You probably will have to message him privately to see.
Yeah.
To see if he's got any more.
They're probably X Plus quality because they're like $300-400, and they got to be.
You look at the reviews on YouTube or something. I watched the review of the Dragon Zord. I think it was a couple weeks ago, just because I was interested to see what those toys were like now that I'm like 20 years removed from all that stuff.
Right, because I had sorry to interrupt you, but I had my grandma. I would always play with the plastic Dragon Zord with like the red bird you could attach to the chest and stuff. They like combined into them. I remember playing with that. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, like these toys are worth a lot. I didn't realize it was a brand new like die-cast sculpt. Yeah,
the sculpt on that's not very tall though. It's like it's only like 8 inches, if I'm not mistaken. It's not very big at all. And the review that I watched, I'll send you a link to it after we're done here. But the review that I watched, he didn't have a whole lot of positives to say about it. He said it was cool, but it wasn't quite worth
that $400. Cool.
Yeah. He said it was cool, but it wasn't quite worth the money he paid for it.
Damn, dude. I mean, I'm a stickler for size. That sounds terrible. But like, if I'm buying a figure, I want it to be like 12 inches, 14 inches. I want these big ass figures. I had a Marmot Godzilla somewhere, and it's about 8-9 inches. And I couldn't imagine taking something out of the box for $400 and having it be like this big. Like I would be pissed. I couldn't imagine. So. Right. I don't know. I thought they were like X Plus gigantic size.
No, they're not very big at all. I think they're only like 8 or 9 inches tall. They're not very big.
They're fucking up.
Yeah.
No wonder Chogokin is dying. They used to be really big. I remember when I was like super getting into like monster arts and stuff. They had a lot of cool like Mecha Godzillas. They had a cool Gigan. But now you don't see them. You don't see them releasing shit anymore. So.
You see a lot of. I think Bandai's been releasing a lot of their legacy collection. As far as Power Rangers and that stuff goes, they've been releasing. I think it was it's their Legacy collection or their Lightning collection, something like that. And the figures that they're putting out for those, 10 times better than what I had as a kid.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like, I had this janky looking Lord Zed from when I was a kid, and like it was not even show accurate. It looked junky as hell. But the new one that they just put out, I think last year, man,
it's like straight from the TV show.
I know. I was like, because it came with all these awesome little extra pieces, like the lightning, like the lightning, the red lightning that would come around his arms and stuff, and had the extra hands with the grenades that he would throw down and make stuff bigger. Make the kaiju bigger. So yeah, it was a lot of cool stuff that they released last year, and they're still releasing stuff like through their Lightning collection. But if I was still heavy into Power Rangers, I'd be all over that. But it's something that's cool. I have the DVDs, the Blu-rays, all that good stuff, but it's not something that I'm going to run out and grab.
Right. Not sorry, getting into. You gotta focus on Godzilla.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta finish off your Godzilla obsession first.
Exactly. I gotta finish off. I gotta work through the Showa era first, and then we'll talk about all that stuff later on. But Cody, before we wrap up here, where can people find you?
Oh, dude, they can find me everywhere. I'm all over YouTube, all over Facebook, and I'm on Etsy. But if you want to buy something, just message me directly. So
Yeah.
it's way easier to do it like that. I fucking hate Etsy. So, but yeah, give me a checkout. Check me out, Cody's Kaiju Customs. See all the cool shit I make.
And Cody,
check out the Kaiju Groupie.
Cody says, just so that me and Travis does not keep screwing up your name, how do you say your full name?
Cody Chubble Kirsch.
Kirsch, because I want to say Kursich. Kursich.
What the fuck? Where did you get that from?
I don't know. Like we were doing a podcast a few weeks ago, and I think you wrote in a question or something like that. We answered it, and I said Kursich, and I don't know even where I got it. It sounded okay at the time, but apparently I'm dead wrong, so it's okay.
Very wrong. I don't know where you got. You're drunk, man.
But anyway, I'm Michael. You can find me on the Kaiju Groupie Facebook group. You can also find me on Twitter, KaijuGroupie54, or you can find me on Instagram at TheKaijuGroupie. We're pretty active, so yeah, if you want to talk about kaiju, giant monsters, and all that shit in between, hit us up.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, until next time, we will see you guys later.
See you later, man. Peace.
Peace.